Hi, Mom.
What in God's name is this music?
It's Digimon World 3.
The best part of Digimon World 3, the soundtrack.
Why are they talking about trains?
Wait, what? Did you just say why did it come out of a train?
Why were they talking about trains?
Because they like trains.
Oh, in Digimon
No,
World
fair
3, you have to like board this weird train to go to the digital world, and they like transport you through this weird portally thingy. I can't quite remember.
Oh, so like Frontier, but
Yeah,
worse.
you basically. I think they sort of put you on this teleporter pad thing, and then they're like all aboard the teleporter pad. You have 10 minutes for your teleportation to the digital world. Please board with your boarding passes, all this kind of stuff. This is all commercialized to go to the digital world, and then you get trapped there.
Good deal, all things considered.
Alright. Cool. So let's kick things off then.
Yep.
Zach, you have the least potential. Do you want to do the recap, or do you want someone else to do the recap? Because we give potential to people who do the recap.
Alright, I will try to do the recap. I maybe know the least about what's happening, but... So... Yeah, someone else needs to do the recap. I don't remember shit. I remember that Sonia went off to do a thing, and I talked to her, and... Yep.
So Sonia, do you want the potential, or are you going to donate it to Tyster? You can't say no in his absence.
Well, let's give him all the potential. Really, probably to Zach, but yeah. I don't mind doing the recap. I did just rewatch the episode just in case.
Sure, go ahead.
It started when episode before that, the big cliffhanger was the unexpected return of Gaiomon, which threatened all of us. Destroy all of us if he didn't get a good fight with Dormon, because he has unfinished business with Dormon. So yeah, mostly fought the big fox dude, since that's what he does. He talked so big because he was all mad that he was all unfair, and how come he's over there enjoying the sun, and how come he has all the pizza while he has all the crusts?
Oh God, no.
All this kind of thing. And Dorman showed him that that might have been who he was then, but he's not the same as he once was, and he evolved into his new form, Dorogoramon, and which shocked the big Gaio dude, because that's not the form he used to have. And how come you can get all this power with the Digidestin, huh? What? He beat him promptly, but before that, yes, that was something before. Gaiomon sword napped Eutimio's partner, Tirvamon, and used it in the fight because legend arms can do these sort of things. And Kagayaki had the idea to turn into shadows, or use the Solomon ability to turn into shadows to communicate with the Digimon inside the sword, to help it get out of it somehow. I don't fully remember if they managed to talk things through, or if it got interrupted or whatnot, but point is, fight is over. They managed to defeat Dorogoramon with the help of this new moment of truth, which was really helpful. And then, lots of talking happened. First, Utimio came to Sonia to say, wow, you seem to have your shit together and not at all be on the verge of a panic attack, and you seem to control the darkness and all, and not at all be on the verge of destroying everything. So, how do you have any tips or whatever? Can you tell me how to be a great Digidestined? Sonia was like, haha, yeah, sure, buddy, you can do it too. Faith in yourself. courage, blah blah blah. Everyone is part of the team, blah 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 blah. Then Stella came and said very much the same thing and wanted to know more about her missing memories because Sonia can read into the future and whatnot. Then there was more talking. Yeah, Zach. Then there was a scene with Zach that talked to Cutemon. Cutemon was like, well, I don't feel guilty at all about what happened. After all, Baka, not at all. And I'm not at all searching for a reasonable job to pay the debt that Quagamon suffered because of me. I'm just doing this for fun, yeah. And Zach was like, yeah, sure, I'll help. And they had a job in Stingmon's shop, I think. Zach also had a self-conscious moment of, oh man, this new Digidestin look very cool and stuff. Maybe I'm not good enough to be a Digidestin. And Stingmon was like, dude, you're cool. I was like, oh, okay. So that was that. Taisto had these brooding moments all throughout the episodes, as he does. Didn't go really resolved, but he feels guilty for not helping his friend Einari as fast as he could and not doing enough and blah 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 blah. All self-consciousness, all complex. All the insecurities of the gang laid bare in this episode. And then, plot-wise, I think there was no... well, there's the end credits, but before that, Sonia decided to go to the secret island that was recommended to her by Peter, and I believe Seadramon was just Seadramon, right?
It was Peter,
maybe...
Seadramon, and Stingmon.
Stingmon was there too, yeah. Yeah, and there's apparently some great information contained within...
I think they also explicitly told you not to go to the island alone.
Yes, he explicitly said so because it's dangerous, but Sonia didn't listen because Sonia doesn't want to bother anyone else. And yeah, and she has her own motives and stuff. But she decided to go on her own, but she did kind of warn the kids, quote unquote, that she would go somewhere in the night. So they gave her a gift, a new shawl made of Garumon's fur, I believe. And she went on her way, but not before meeting Zach, which had a unfortunately high role in seeing right through someone. So Sonia had no choice but to say that she was going somewhere alone, unsupervised. But she managed to convince Zach to not tell anyone, because she can do it. Yeah. Cutemon revealed that the shawl was his idea, so he got a hug. And Zach got a hug too, if I remember. Yeah, hugs all around. And she's on her way. And then there was a scene which was cut, unfortunately, from last episode due to YouTube, I guess. Who knows? Mystery, shenanigans. But the big cliffhanger on that episode was Dorogoramon was laying on the floor, ashamed, a bit embarrassed. Like he feels like nothing matters anymore because all of his friends are the old world before the big reset by Yggdrasil. And for all he cares, this world could die. And he'd do everything and anything to get his friends back. And Keramon was like, oh, everything you say. Funny you say that. And tried to coax him into signing a deal. I don't think he managed to, but he took the Dorogoramon with him. Not Dorogoramon, what am I saying? Gaiomon, yeah. Did I say Dorogoramon earlier?
Yeah.
Gaiomon. Big Gaio the Hedgehog dude. He managed to take him anyways against his wishes, if I recall. And he took also the sword, Tervamon, which was still stuck in sword for reasons. that we don't really know, but psychological reasons we assume. And Utimi was like, "No, you can't take my friend," and jumped into the portal with him. And Garamon was like, "Ugh, another human. Ugh, man, boring. Oh well." So yeah, they're all gone. We don't know that they're gone yet, but I'm assuming we'll soon realize so because Gaiomon is a big dude, so it'd be pretty easy to spot that he's not no longer there. Yeah, I believe that was everything of note, unless I'm missing something.
That was a good recap. The one thing that you got wrong was Gaimon wasn't taken against his will per se.
Oh.
He was on the cusp of agreeing, and before he could say no, Caramon decided to teleport him to a place where they could discuss in more detail. And then,
Okay.
before he forgets, he took the sword too. Yeah,
So
good recap.
Would
Mark,
be against his will, but
very, very, very detailed recap. Mark potential, if you would like it.
Can I give it to Zach?
Yeah, donate it to Zach. Go ahead.
I will give it, Zach, for you.
Wow, I get a potent.
Yes, get the potent.
Everybody needs those potents. Cool. So I'm going to switch off the starting soon screen before I forget, like I always do.
Yeah.
I just realized that I never filled out my stage for Antilamon. I guess the permissions never came up because, I mean, what permissions does Antilamon really grant me? So I filled out with
That's why you
his
pull stuff
money.
out your ass.
I mean, feel free to pick 3 things that it can do that would be interesting. Like maybe
His money
jumps
is
really high
definitely
or
one.
something. But then again, it can already fly because it was Digimon.
Yeah, so
For example, right? It can morph its hands into axes. So we can pull it out our ass and say it can morph its body in general.
Just say that it can cut things with its hands. I need to revamp this stages and permissions thing anyway, because I feel like 3 permissions every evolution is maybe a bit much. And it needs to be toned down ever so slightly. So I'm thinking of revamping that in the next season.
Funnily enough, I feel like it's too little because Digimon do so much shit, and having to pick only 3 things out of everything it does is soft nerfing it.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, there's a lot of things that Digimon can do, but a lot of the things that they can do are similar throughout their evolution. So, like, the first one will be able to breathe fire, the second one could also breathe fire, the third one could also breathe fire, and then it limits you on what you can pick, basically. Unless you go for completely wacky evolutions that are, like, way out there, and they have completely different things that they can do.
That's generally an issue with Digimon role-playing, is that some of them just don't do anything. Kuwagamon literally doesn't do anything. It just has pincers.
Quagamon has very sharp pincers. It can see with sonar. Like, it has flight. It has quite a few things that it can do.
Yeah, also,
yes,
you
a lot
probably
of boring things it can do.
you should probably post the stream link in the stream links.
Oh, yes, that's a good point. I mean, if you've already got the stream link, feel free to post it, because...
well, I can't post it, I don't have the permission, but...
Wait, you don't have permission to post stream links?
Not in the stream links tab, but I can post it anywhere if you want.
Let me give you permission real quick.
Oh, sure.
I think I maybe have the least conditions I've had the entire campaign.
Oh, wow.
Besides, like, you know, the very start.
Let me type. Thank you.
So what did you say? Sorry, you got the least potential that you've ever had?
No, the least conditions.
Least conditions? Well, we're going to have to change that, won't we?
Indirectly.
I mark so many conditions just existing as my character.
I mean, you're constantly afraid of everything. That's just what Zachary is like, quite a lot.
And also, you know, using holy power.
That too, yeah. But I think you've had guilty and insecure marked for almost the whole campaign.
Yeah, it's...
yeah, I feel like we need to get some comforting and supporting going on there to get rid of some of your conditions. Give you a clean slate.
Remind me real quick, how did I make a new line in Thingy?
In Thingy?
Yeah, in the playbook.
You just basically, if the easiest way is to copy and paste the one above it, if you wanted to make a new ability or whatever.
No, like it needs to go down instead of keep going right. I can speak. There's not enough room. I need to make it collapse.
But where are you trying to put something? I can make it collapse, right?
In my permissions.
In your permissions? Oh.
Yes. I can speak. My didn't work.
There's a button at the top that's on the right hand side. You know, on the same row as where like the print and the paint roller button is. On the very right hand side, if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buttons in, there should be one called text wrapping. If you click that, you can make it wrap.
It's not in English. Okay. Let's see. This is down.
I think we can count this as technical difficulties if anyone is doing.
I remember being a keyboard shortcut I used for that, but I don't remember what the fuck it was.
Anyway, let's kick things off. We'll start with you, Kagiaki, I think. So when last we saw each other, you had your fated face-off against Gaiomon. You managed to cleanse the Tirvamon sword. I'm assuming after doing that, you're working on the cure for Arukenimon. You made contact last episode, I don't know if you remember, with the Sorcerermon brothers, who we said was still in Digimon's village, which I don't think we ever gave a name. Or if we did, I always forget what name we gave it.
I feel like we have, but I can't.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Either way, we'll remember it later. We'll call it Digimon's village for now.
There was a boot. Was there a boot? I feel like there was a boot somewhere.
I don't know. I feel like if I was going to use like a pun like boot camp, it'd probably be for like an army base rather than for
maybe
for Digimon. So maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's something to do like motherboards or something.
Motherboard. Yeah, that was another place. Yeah, with the Agurumons and stuff. Really early on.
Yeah.
I remember that, but not Digimon's village. That's sad.
Grandfather board village.
I think just for simplicity's sake, we'll just name it what it's always named in every Digimon game. It's called File City now.
No, it's GFM village.
Anyway, yeah, you made contact with Digimon's village to talk to
the Sorcerermon, by the
way. And you were going to have them rush over to help you with a ritual to let you into the to Witchenly. I was wondering if you still wanted that to happen, or whether you wanted them to, because they're already there, potentially help you set up something with Sekamon to help Arukenimon. I don't really know where your character is in that sort of mindset, whether he's focused on the Arukenimon issue or whether he's focused on one of the many other issues that are plaguing this campaign.
You see, priorities. The Arukenimon issue isn't really world-ending.
Okay.
Like, if it can potentially happen, like, now, maybe, but, like, he has the Angels to worry about, he has Witcherly to worry about, he has Keramon to worry about, he has... You know.
So what's his priority right now?
Priority is probably to start looking into how the fuck they get to the Angels. Because he hasn't had time to look into that. He's been looking into everything else.
Yeah, so maybe you've gone to speak to somebody who might know about Angels. There's obviously the Dark Zone denizens, but the most knowledgeable person would be Cherubimon if you could find him again somehow. There's also Leomon, who seems to have seen all the tapestries and whatnot that he grabbed the Digidestined one from. So potentially he might know something too. Where do you want to start, basically?
The dark zone feels like something where they wouldn't be allowed to have any information, so probably Leomon.
Okay, cool. So Leomon's doing his regular patrols out in Icon City. He's walking the borders. We see him take a step inside the borders to go grab a drink, and he looks up at the rooftops, gives a very weird eyebrow raise to a T-posing Taisto who's just stood up there randomly. And then, goes to the drinking fountain in the middle of the village, pours himself a cup of water.
Virus is spreading. Oh no.
I don't want to be one. I don't want to be one.
I think it's maybe early morning at this point. People are just waking up. There's market stalls that are just being set up. Selamon's already cooking fish for people. And we see you, Kagiaki, who's probably pulled an all-nighter in Wizardmon's library, come out. The bright sun hitting your head for the first time in a day or so.
What sleep? Yeah?
You see Leomon by the fountain drinking. What do you do?
Oh, hey, Leomon! Kagiaki will approach.
He gives you the people's eyebrow.
Alright, but maybe they want it back.
How can I help you, Kagiaki? It's been a while since we last spoke. How are things going?
Badly. Shit keeps piling on. So about that shit that keeps piling on. Do you happen to know anything about the Archangels?
Well, they are supposed to govern the digital world, keep it a safe place, hunt down injustice.
Allegedly? Yeah, sorry, what?
It's their primary function. They seek out any wrongdoings and
Allegedly?
end them.
Oh, they should end them.
Why do you ask? Why do we even want to see those angels again after what they did to... Well, what they did to Pablo?
That's kinda it. We need to find a way to get to them. But I have no idea where the fuck to look for that.
Well,
It's either you or Digimon.
Well, thinking tactically, the best way to get to heaven, to the heavens, is to
Don't say die.
find an angel and ask it. Or, I guess if they're not going to play nice, force them to tell you. First you need to lure an angel to you, though. I'm sure you can think of ways to do that. Just don't do it in the city. I don't want any more of this, he says as he points at the crevices and cracks and fissures that are in the road that Dromojamon and Tyrannomon are helping fill up to this morning.
I like how exhausted he sounds.
Don't we all? Yeah, I did rather avoid torture.
Sorry, say that again, I didn't catch that.
I'd rather avoid torture.
You'd rather avoid torture against the angels that literally beat the shit out of Pablo. Okay, cool. Well, that's the best way that Leomon can think of, is to get the information from an angel. Obviously, you'd have to find one or lure one to you to get that information. I suppose the other way is to follow him back, but you'd need to be able to fly to do that. The angels do live up high in the sky.
Flight, you say?
You know, I wonder actually. How, if San Lukman melts into a shadow and latches onto one of their shadows, or they start to fly, how is that going to work?
Well, when anything goes up, their shadow stays on the floor, typically.
Well,
just
that shouldn't be a
moves.
problem anyway, because we have the pocket dimension with us. Don't
Yeah,
forget
but
this.
eventually they will land, and their shadow will be there. So the question is, how long can it stretch?
I think it's a bit of a stretch to stay in something's shadow that's moving for that long, potentially. Sanglitmon is powerful, and he has very strong teleportation and entering shadow abilities. I don't think that it makes sense that he can be in a shadow that doesn't exist for a very long time and then just be pulled up into the sky when eventually it lands.
I mean, the shadow always exists. It's just really far away.
Yeah, I think it'd probably be a very big toll on Sanglitmon to do that because of how high up it would have to go. So you definitely need some flight to get there. And you have flight on the team. You have Zachary. You have Taisto.
I have
I think
I have a question about Ghostmon's permissions. It says invisibility. Can that be granted to allies?
no, it's just to Ghostmon, unfortunately.
Okay.
I wonder, Kermitmon didn't leave anyways to contact him properly, right?
Cherubimon, sorry.
Kermitmon, yes.
Yeah, he didn't leave any way to communicate. He said that he would be in touch, and that he needs to maintain his anonymity at the moment in the heavens so that they don't realize that he's turned on them, and so he can't just bring you to the front door, otherwise it'd be suspicious. Is basically what he said.
Letting us talk to
But we
Angelo would be something.
But we can go straight to him anytime we. Well, at least one of us can.
We're trying to
I mean,
find
yes, Sonia can technically teleport so that she's in a scene with anybody.
That is true. That is
she
true.
she could technically teleport right next to Cherubimon.
Oh man.
But I don't know what kind of trouble that'd land her in.
That is actually hilarious. We can make this work. If she teleports to Angelomon, who is significantly less important, then she can be in a faraway place by herself without anyone really questioning it if it's not for too long. So if next time he talks to us, please talk to us for fuck's sake. If next time he talks to us, we can communicate that, then we can just set it up like that.
By the way, I love how much Portal has changed in what it actually does. Originally the intent was, if there is a scene without you in it, you can appear in that scene, no matter what, without having to explain how you got there. But now it's just become an actual portal.
Well,
If
That's
I can
kind of
abuse
like the
something,
love
I will
movie.
abuse something.
I was told I couldn't use adaptive reflex for nonsense, so now I have to nonsense everyone else's abilities.
I mean, it's not how you nonsense did. We've been using it like that for ages, and I quite like it having that function that Sonya just has the ability to use her Digivice for all these weird functions that no one else can, for some inexplicable reason that we'll have to eventually explain.
Yeah, the thing is
Well,
that's
that's
literally what the
seems-
portal does. It gets you close to someone else. So we can't, by definition, use it like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's so fucking busted.
It is
We are
very
melting into shadows, teleporting,
I will
bigger
definitely,
teleporting.
after our actual game ends and I finish and finalize these playbooks, I probably will be nerfing some of these really powerful abilities that we've highlighted.
It's so good.
But yeah, the portal's really cool. At the moment, I wanna keep it powerful because it's kind of fun to teleport into a scene with somebody sometimes.
And
I
thanks
do
to
agree.
thanks to the pocket dimension, we munchkined it so fucking hard. Just take a small army with you, don't give a shit. All yours, baby. Amazing.
So yeah, Leomon doesn't give you too much nuggets of information. He basically says the best way to get to heaven is to get it out of an angel or to follow an angel up to heaven. And watch them enter, basically. What do you do after that, then?
It clicks that we can use Sonia's teleport, so for that reason, I will begin scavenging for stuff to make a mini communicator that I can hopefully eventually give to Angelomon, if they ever remember we exist.
Sorry, but why do you need to communicate? You have a Digivice.
Yes, but we can't call them.
Call who? The
Gegomon and Kermitmon.
okay.
We don't have a way to communicate with them. So when they eventually make contact, that they should, right?
You want to give them a communication device. That makes sense.
Yeah, I want to have a mini communicator ready. Give it to Angegomon who can stay in the shadows without causing too much issues. And when she gives a signal, we pop over.
Cool. Could you roll always tinkering for me to make that gadget?
Always thinking. Oh, you have a chance to restart your hold the button. So using button. Okay, but that's kind of a hard call because, like, do I roll unique or do I roll superior?
I mean, you're unleashing your
Mm.
powers to produce a brand new minor invention or gadget, so you
It's
can
literally-
spend your hold to roll superior. That's basically what this is for.
It's the same.
It's the same, but that's what this move is for. You spending a gadget to make a gadget. It's getting the permission to make a gadget.
26 plus 1. I was just trying to make a joke on them taking the same modifier. Okay, it's unleash your power. Please be allowed. Yes, I'm clean. Ooh. 8.
8, cool. So on an 8, you make a communication device, but for some reason, it's unstable or it's temporary in some way. Or you can mark a condition to make it as good as it would always be.
Can I just make it with batteries?
It needs batteries. Yes, sure, you can make it need batteries.
Okay, so as long as it's off, there's no issue.
Yeah, so basically it'll run out of battery after a certain amount of time, and eventually Shrubimon won't be able to use it to contact you when he does make contact eventually, like,
Yes,
way in the
but-
future.
Ideally, we'll only need it like maybe twice.
Maybe. And maybe by then you'll be able to give him a monitor or something to take to heaven.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Let's make a new Digimon and call it Holy Monitormon.
Monitormon.
Sure.
Dead mode.
Cool. So we see you going out to restock your supplies with Doraemon. He is digging in the forest to try and find little parts and components from fridges and microwaves and strange Game Boys that have been thrown through the portal, or electric toothbrushes. That you're just scavenging components from all these parts that have just fallen into the forests nearby. And we get a shot of you leaving the city as you're about to go do that with Doraemon. And we cut in on Zachary. Zach. So the last we joined you, you were working part-time in Stingmon's shop, and you made his business absolutely booming. With the help of the sign swizzling wormmons that Cutemon had set up. You'd had a heart-to-heart with Stingmon as well about... I think it was about not feeling like you were worthy of being a Digidestined, and how you felt out of place because you haven't progressed as much as the others, and Stingmon reassured you about that and invited you in. And you said no, you just want to work, so you decided to work. And now everybody in the city is wearing absolutely fabulous suits and dresses and attire. I forgot to mention that Leomon was in a very nice suit when Kageyaki saw him. Nice, like, bodyguard-looking suit with like the bouncer earpiece and everything, you know.
And
So
that
it
is
was
somehow my greatest contribution to the entire campaign.
I think you've contributed a lot to the campaign already. Aside from
Yes, but Leomon in a suit is maybe better than anything I can possibly do, because he's in a suit and he's Leomon.
True, he would look pretty sick in a suit.
I'm sure the internet will thank you forever.
But yeah,
I
basically
can't wait until
you've,
he has with me.
you've made his business so booming that he actually made way more money than he anticipated, way more bits. And he's now able to afford to upgrade his shop, make it bigger, make it more bold, hopefully bring in more customers and potentially expand beyond Icon City. So I think we get a shot of him like thanking you from the bottom of his heart. You're in his shop working yet another day there. Stingmon's like shaking your hand. The Wormmon brothers and sisters are outside, dropping the cyan all over the place, entertaining people as they walk past. And Stingmon's there like, "You've made my tailor business so successful. I don't know how to thank you. I was barely scraping by selling replicas of your hoodie and weird fire extinguisher weapons that Kageaki gave me some prototypes of. No one ever wanted to buy my dresses and suits. I spent so much time and effort in them, it felt so bad never to make a sale, and, well, I guess I have you and Keepmon to thank for finally making people see my worth."
Hey, it's not a big deal. I need to thank you for even just letting us work here, honestly.
It's my pleasure, honestly. Ever since I came to Icon Village, I've wanted to make up for what I did, and I've never had a chance. Now I feel like I've made a difference here. And it's all thanks to you.
He's definitely raising your kind, lowering your unique. Do you accept that?
Yes. I think I do accept that.
Cool.
Okay.
Ever since you saved my wife and children from Mummy-Mon, I've always wanted to give back what I could. So if you ever need anything, Zachary, anything at all, name it and I'll help. Whether that be fighting, coaching, whether that be trying to conquer some kind of fear, whether that be opening your own tailor shop, you definitely have the knack for it. I'll be there to help you every step of the way.
I have a question. While
Yes.
working at Stingmon's shop, does the shop have like a tip jar basically
Sure, it can do.
for Zach?
It totally can do.
I want to give him some of the bits that I've saved up. I've given most of the bits to Cutemon specifically so they can pay back Kawagamon, but I did keep some because, you know, I deserve a cut too at least.
Yes. Even though you already have infinite temporary bits, you want some solid bits.
Yeah, and so I want to give a bunch of them to Stingmon to sort of, you know, just help him on his way. Like, oh, here, you should take these. I think you'll probably have a better use of them than I could possibly have.
He like pushes the jar back into your chest and he's like, I can't take this. This is your well-earned cash. You've already made so much money for me. I'd feel wrong taking your tips. All of this is from your hard work and it's nothing to do with me. If anything, donate it to someone who needs it more, he says.
Oh, do you know Kawagamon?
The weird old man that lives in the tree outside? Sure.
Interesting
I've seen it.
Interesting take. I would talk to him, see if he needs any help. I mean, he's the guy who gave me the shield, so, you know, I kind of owe him too, so.
Very well.
Maybe you could be
suppose-
one of your employees at your next tailor.
Sure, I could. So long as he, stops being so territorial.
Yeah, maybe I can come with just to make sure that he doesn't, chop you in half. I don't think he would, but to be safe.
Cool. So yeah, I think Stingmon accepts that offer. We see Zach step outside, watching Cutemon sort of conduct the Wormmon brothers and sisters into another human pyramid to do another try to do another flip with the sign, but it's not working. They're basically falling all over the place, and there's people laughing as they walk past, talking about how they're going to buy more ties and dresses and stuff, and that these clothing items are pretty damn cool. Just not very practical for combat, apparently. I think Cutemon's probably also in his own little suit, with a yellowish tie, and he's really taken a liking to it because it sort of feeds into his persona of being this salesman. He sees you, and as you step out of the shop, a big shadow sort of cascades over the shop as you hear the buzzing of Kawagamon flying overhead. We watch him land in the trees in the forest just outside town, and Cutemon, who originally looked very happy, looks up, sees that, and starts looking really glum. One day I'll pay back his kindness. I'm so sorry.
Hey, don't worry about it, little guy. I know that you didn't really mean to, cheat him out of a house and home.
But that's the horrible thing. I kinda did. Well, unintentionally. I was trying to con him out of money, per se, but...
Your goal wasn't all of his money, it was some of his money.
That's true, at least, but I feel so bad. His museum, you should have seen it, Zachary. It was pristine, and had marble staircases, and display cases with all kinds of cool rocks, and plants, and fossils. It was so... Well, it wasn't my kind of thing, but it was really pretty. If I hadn't been there, maybe he'd still have his home.
Yeah. Sorry, my phone alarm went off.
No, it sounded like your Digivice was beeping.
Yeah. Well, I talked to Stingmon, and he considered maybe hiring Kawagamon at his next location. So...
He sighs. He says, "I guess that'll have to do, but I think my
I mean,
real dream...
how much have we saved up so far?"
I mean, we have quite a few bits, he says. I mean, we've worked here for maybe a few days, but the shop's already massively booming and a success. We've been paid...
Hold on,
regular
wait,
wages.
hold on. The man's shop has done so well that in a couple of days he has enough money to open another location?
Yes, because Cutemon has that silver tongue that we always love.
Alright, I mean...
Basically, nobody used to go to his shop at all, period, except for you. And you've basically got the entire town interested in buying his clothes. So he's just had a big boom of success over the past 3 days where everybody has joined wanting to buy clothes and items from his shop.
Oh, by the way, can I make a small tweak? Instead of a yellow scarf, can a yellow tie, can he have a lavender tie to reference his...
To reference his scarf,
Perfect.
totally, sure, that's perfectly fine. The only reason that I think of yellow is because that's the colour I associate with a dodgy salesperson in my head. I don't know why.
Yeah, but lavender has a reference behind it, and it's still a colorful tie, so it's still kind of...
Still makes sense. That's fine. But yeah, I suppose my real dream would be to repay him everything I took. This town deserves to have a nice museum and have him be in charge of it like it used to be. Kawagamon used to be the heart and soul of this town, and now look at him. He's the crazy tree person. And that's my fault.
I mean, him necessarily being the crazy tree person isn't necessarily your fault. I feel like he was maybe a little eccentric before he lost his museum. But yeah, the museum, I have to imagine that it did a lot for the community. I wonder, I wish there was something else we could do. But
there's just so much going on that there's just no time to help him. We've got angels attacking us, we've got Caramon around every corner, we got friends trapped in Witchenly, like, I just don't know what we can do. There's so much turmoil going on that there's no time to even discuss building a museum or even have me approach him and apologize or anything like that.
I have a question. Is Tuchidaramon still alive?
Yes.
Are they still like the mayor and whatever? Okay.
He's still the mayor of the city, yeah.
Maybe... I think I have something of an idea. Let's buy, a little storage spot, and then if we come across anything cool on our adventures, we can keep it there. And then, donate it to Kawagamon's museum when we're able to help him set it up, so...
I mean, the other option is we could get Tyrannomon to help. He does run the construction business after all. He is indebted to us, but all his workers are dead. There's nothing we can really do to help him build a museum alone is the issue. We need to find him workers, maybe. Maybe that's the first step.
Hey, maybe when we go and fight these angels, there'll be a bunch of highly trained construction workers that want to come work for him.
Yeah, we can hope so. I don't know about those angels, though. They're kind of rough. I'm sure Tyrannomon could whip them into shape, though. He says as he, punches his own hand. He seems fierce. He managed to get all those Agumon and Gazimon and Black Agumon and Hawkmon to work together under him. It was crazy to see, even though that Greymon spoiled everything.
Yeah.
Maybe he can whip some shape into those angels that have got the wrong idea and keep attacking us.
That'd be an idea, huh?
So where does Zachary want to go with this next?
I do think Zach wants to maybe talk to Tuchidaramon about if there's like a spare storage space that him and Cutemon could use.
Sure. So you head towards Chichidaramon's mayor's office, I guess.
Town hall, I guess.
Yes, that's what it's called. I totally didn't forget the name of the central location that mayors live in. Chichidaramon's home. You rasp on the door. You hear fumbling. You hear him say, "Just a minute!" And then you hear lots of clattering and clanging and, "Oh no! Oh no!" And then he opens the door panting, and you look behind him and loads of shelves and ornaments and stuff have just broken and fallen on the floor, which is obviously just tripped over. And he's trying to hide it behind himself. And he's like, Zachary, yes, I'm totally being competent today. How can I help you?
So, you with your total competentness.
Yes, total
Well,
competency.
wouldn't- Yeah, totally. Is there a storage space in town that I could sort of use for sort of a personal use?
Storage space, huh? Well, I suppose that there's the construction site that we designated. It's kind of not in use anymore after well, the sad tragedy that happened over in Grey Canyon. But I'm sure if you ask Tyrannomon, he'll allow you to use it. He's a very kind man.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
May I ask, what would you be using this storage space for, Zachary?
Paying back a debt to an old friend.
Marvellous, that sounds wonderful. Definitely in the spirit of this village. You know what? I'm sure he'll say yes anyway, he says. And he goes back inside. You hear more clattering and clanging. And eventually comes back and he hands you this small golden key. This is the key to the storage facility. It's just over by the water park. I'm sure Tyrannomon won't mind if you allocate yourself some space there.
Thanks, this means a lot.
He hands you the key and he says, so back to important business and stuff. Lots of important town affairs to get doing. Yes, he says as he scoots back inside, and you hear him like clattering to try and clear up everything that he just knocked over inside. Cool.
Man, he's real clumsy for a guy who has thumbs.
He's the clumsiest Digimon you know. Except for maybe one. I'm sure there was somebody more clumsy than him. I can't remember who though. Cool.
Wormont.
So, we haven't actually seen Sonia yet. So, Sonia, sorry for keeping you waiting.
Yeah, enough playing Animal Crossing. Let's do plot.
Yeah, let's do plot.
No, Animal Crossing is fun.
So, Sonia, you have been traveling for a couple of days now. And we see you come out of the clearing of the forest. Actually, do we want to maybe have a sort of scene in the forest first? Maybe like a conversation with Pillowmon. That might be cool. So I think we're wandering through the forest alone. It's been a few days' travel because obviously time doesn't work very well in this digital world. Pillowmon's floating alongside you, and she looks incredibly worried. And she keeps sort of getting lost in her mind and mumbling under her breath about things. She doesn't seem okay. What do you do?
Are you okay, Pillowmon? Are we going a bit too fast? We can slow down for a bit if you want.
No. You don't have to slow down for me. There's just so much going on, Sonia. There's so many things happening. I just feel so overwhelmed. We've got angels around every corner. We've got the monsters that want to attack us, like Tirfamon was. And then to top it all off, there's a darkness coming from Witchenly to kill everything. It's so overwhelming, and I'm glad that you're taking some initiative to get things sorted. Like, we need to start making moves, right? Otherwise it'll get way too overwhelming, and now then we won't be able to deal with it. And gosh, the darkness might come. Oh no.
Calm down. Yes, that's why we're going. Yeah, we're doing the little tasks so that the bigger boys can worry about all this stuff. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll find ways to deal with whatever comes our way. Kageki knows plenty of stuff and will invent something to help us win the day, and the firepower of the rest of the gang will certainly be enough. I'm sure we'll be able to repel any darkness. And look, we're not alone in this. Maybe some of the angels are allies, and who knows what's going on with Ritual Knee, but I know Ghostmon had a few friends. Maybe, you know, it's not as overwhelming as it sounds. I think maybe.
Yeah,
So chin up.
and so
yeah.
long as you're behind everybody, gluing the group together and doing
Oh yes.
doing the stuff that they can't, like this little adventure, I'm sure that we can save everyone and protect everyone, right? Like, that's totally something we can do.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
sure that we should be coming out here alone, though? I'm pretty sure that the grown-ups said that we shouldn't be out here by ourselves. There's dangers around every corner, and getting to the underwater city could be treacherous.
I know it's dangerous. I know. That's what they say, but we've done a lot on our own, right? We've repelled Angel Woman's attacks, and we've impressed even Cherubimon, which is like one of the big guys. And also, we can just teleport back home right away. So even if we're in a little bit of trouble, poof, we can just go back. I really don't think we should bother anyone else with this. You know, they're so busy, and there's a lot going on. And if they start attacking the city again, I'd rather everyone else be dead. You know, it's.
I think via this conversation, Pillamon's raising your savior and lowering your superior. Do you accept that? She's basically saying, we're going to try and help and save everyone. This is a great idea, Sonia. But she's also saying, have we really thought this through? You know, is it going to be dangerous to do this alone? I think that's definitely savior versus superior there. So.
Yep. I don't contradict.
Do you want to accept that, or do you want to deny that?
I will accept this. Well, I don't know.
Very polarized labels right now.
Yeah. How far? Like.
Yeah. About Cherubimon, he gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't really know what it is, but I feel like I know him.
It's not good.
Sorry, I think your voice cut out there. Could you say that again?
Really? You do? Since like from before? You mean?
It's fuzzy, but I have memories of meeting Cherubimon in my past life. It's not coming to me. I don't know if he was a friend or an ally, but either way, he doesn't sit right with me. He seems off. I can't put it into words. It's like he's got a plan.
Well, I'm sure he has a plan since he's been, you know, talking to us, creating this little rebellion.
He gives the same vibes as Cupon.
Yeah, he does give the same vibes as Cupon, actually. That's probably a very good comparison.
Is it more or less creepy than Cuteman?
More? I mean, Cutemon's like got a silver tongue and all, but I don't think he'd ever want to hurt anybody.
No.
And well, I mean, not that Cherubimon wants to hurt anybody, but I just get the feeling that, I don't know, it feels like he's planning something and we're not in the loop.
Yeah,
I'd hate
maybe
for
you're right.
helping him to backfire.
Well,
Maybe we should hear both sides of the story, you know? Get a full picture before judging why Seraphion's hunting us down. I mean, maybe he has a good reason for it, I don't know.
that's true. I'm always up for talking, and we haven't even seen them yet, so who knows what's going on.
Exactly.
But yeah, we'll probably need to worry about that when we meet them. But yeah, I guess I'll keep an eye on the big bunny dude. Yeah. I hope he's a friend, you know? Does seem more willing to talk than most Digimon we've met so far. It's a good sign, right?
That is one upside, I guess. I just wanted to let you know, just in case, you know, be on your guard around him. He doesn't sit
Yeah.
right with me.
I will.
I think as she says this, you come up on the clearing to Cooler Coast. You see the familiar banner that's on the outside of the beach that's got the words Cooler Coast written along it in big bubble letters and colourful writing. There's like stars and streamers around the picture of the letters. You see the familiar sight of Datamon sat outside the beach, and as you approach, he's like, "Get your swimwear here! Get your swimwear here! Rubber rings, only 10 bits!"
Is that a lot, Pilomon? I don't remember. It's 10 bits a lot.
10 bits is kind of steep for a rubber ring, but, you know, the grand scheme of things, it's kind of cheap.
Well, maybe later. I don't think we'll need this. We'll need something. Actually, we don't need to go for a swim. Do you have any diving equipment, rather?
Diving equipment? Well, why would you want to go under the sea? It's dangerous down there. You don't want to be caught out in the open when the pirates come.
Oh, well, not there's nothing a Digitestant can't overcome. A little danger. Ha! Well, we've fought monstrosities bigger than little pirates before. Don't worry about us. We just want to go for a little swim. A little swim.
Well, I guess if you are Digidestined, then maybe you might be able to handle it.
Yeah.
Could you roll to provoke him into telling you where to go to get diving gear?
Right, it was superior, was it?
Yeah.
The statue just made me lower. Is that right?
Yeah, all the way down to minus
And I
2
have-
as well.
And I have guilty as well. Oh, so
On the
is it
bright
minus?
side, you have chaotic powers marked, so you'd have to roll your worst. Oh, sorry. The next time you use your powers, it manifests the road. Sorry, I was reading Whispers of Doubt by accident. Sorry, the next time you use your
Yeah,
power,
right.
it manifested all the wrong ways. Sorry. Yes. Go ahead with your -2 roll.
-3 actually, because guilty. Ooh.
Wait, guilty? Oh yeah, because there's
Minus-
provoke, so it's -4.
-4. That's -4 in this. Oh no.
No, wait, sorry. The lowest is -3. My bad.
Okay. Well, not that it helps much, but well, we'll see. -3. Let's go,
5. Oof.
guys. Can you give me from all the way up?
Yeah, so he's like, maybe if you are a
Spirit.
Digidestined, you could totally go diving and not be caught out, but man, I hate for one of the heroes of this world to fall victim to the pirates if they held one of you hostage. Gosh knows how much they'd extort you for. And, well, I know that you're kind of the there's no real nice way of putting this, but the party monster. But
Right.
even then, like, maybe you just sink the ship and die anyway. And he starts to spiral and starts to worry about that you're getting mad at him. I think he's definitely raising. Actually, you can't raise your unique anymore because you don't
listen to that anymore. So actually, his words aren't affecting you in any way. He's basically lamenting that, on the one hand, you could probably handle yourself. On the other hand, kinda scared of you because if he doesn't tell you, you might beat him up. And on the other hand, if they do kidnap you, they have a monster to attack them with. So maybe you mark insecure as the punishment here.
No, that's fair.
He's making you feel like, maybe you can't do this. Maybe you can't do it all by yourself. And when the whole monster thing is mentioned, Pillamon just looks absolutely devastated that someone still thinks that of her, despite the positive image that you've managed to build over the past few seasons.
Yeah, well, we haven't met PbtA for very long, and the last time we did, I can understand this, but yeah. Yeah, you're right. But, then again, I have some secret weapons that you don't know about. And I can get away really quickly, and I can do all sorts of stuff. And don't worry, I'm not going to beat you up if you're not telling me where the diving gear is. I guess I'll just go without anything if you don't want me to, but I'd still rather have something on me.
Maybe you could roll to see through someone. No, maybe it's assess the situation. Sorry, to see if you can figure out a way to get him to tell you.
Yes, as the situation is superior as well. Do I need to roll? Do I need to roll these? Oh man.
I mean, on the bright side, potential.
Right, I completely forgot. So I gained 1 potential from this thing earlier.
Yes, today is the day Sonia will die.
Yes, it's true. It is true.
You will literally just
minus-
drop out.
3.
It's still -3?
Well, mark another potential.
Wait,
Situation
is it assess the situation? Assess the situation as well. Yes,
Yes,
-3.
situation.
Unless I have a power that I can use. I haven't seen this. Will your power and resolve? Nah. Unless I can use an advanced move. What is an advanced move? Persuade with best interest. I don't know if it's plus superior anyway. Stand up or something. Not really. Yeah, I don't see any way out of this one.
So I'd like to maybe as a it doesn't make narrative sense for anything terrible to happen right now, but I think maybe his words about you being terrifying still hold true to Sonia as well. And I want to lower your balance track by 2, please.
It's been a while. Yeah. I'm going to lose the thing, and I'll probably lose resolved, since that seems accurate. That's the first one I lose, usually. Whoop,
Sure.
Whispers of Doubt. Yay, that can't be anything wrong with this. Yeah.
So yeah, he doesn't seem to want to help you because it's dangerous for him to do so, and he looks terrified of you. You look down the beach. You see that it's rather empty today because it's quite early morning. You do notice that Seedramon is sat in his lifeguard chair looking over the beach. He'll probably notice you if you walked across the beach.
I was afraid of something like this.
And you do remember from the last time you came here that there was a hut that they kept all of their equipment in. All the Datamon and the Betamon keep their equipment in, and the Divermons. So potentially there's something in there that you could rummage and steal, but they're not wanting to give you the equipment to do it, if that makes sense.
Right, I could do something, but that would be mean. But I could do something, yes. Well, if it doesn't look like they're going to let me go through anyways.
They'll let you onto the beach, they just don't want to sell you diving equipment.
Yeah. Well, okay, Pillamon, so listen to me. Well, that's a shame. I guess I'll just come back later on. Don't worry. Just go a little bit behind, out of earshot of out of PbtAmon and out of view of Seadramon. They're the only two Digimon around, right?
I mean, there's a few others. There's a Nanimon on the beach sunbathing. There is the various Datamon around that are selling things. There's Seadramon's kids that are playing around his lifeguard chair, Betamon and Madoki Betamon. But it's pretty barren aside from that singular Nanimon visiting and the staff today.
Okay, so hear me out, Piramon. Since they don't really want us to, they're not willing to cooperate, and I don't really want to, resort to punishing them to get what I want. I think we'll have to be a bit sneaky about this. So, I know you don't like this, but we probably need to evolve on to Sleepmon for a bit, so you can put everyone around you to sleep, and we'll have to distract them by distract Seadramon, which is watching over the beach, without being seen. We'll say, "Oh no, everyone is sick on the beach," and since they all be asleep, Seadramon will need to go look for what's going on. Meanwhile, we go take one of the diving suits. I'll put the money next to it. I'm not going to steal anything, I'm paying for it. I'm a good customer. And then while Seadramon is distracted and I have everything I need, we'll just hop into the water. You turn into Sheepmon and you use one of your bubbles to protect yourself, maybe, so you're not too wet, and we can breathe a little bit, and use your cannons as propellers, to go underwater and stuff to check out where this city is.
Can Sheepmon make bubbles? Sorry, is that
Yeah.
something that they can do?
Can well, she can blow probably blow air out of the cannon and make bubbles that way. I don't know
Yeah,
if
but
you
like a bubble that
bit
you
of-
can ride in is probably something that she doesn't have the
yes,
ability to do.
which
You'd still need diving gear then from wherever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pelamon's like, okay, I trust you, but isn't this kind of mean? And I don't. It might not be safe for me to digivolve to Sleepmon. No, not Sleepmon. No, it's Sleepmon.
Sleepmon, yes, in this case.
Sleep and sheep. They mix me up.
Sleep and Sheep, they both are there. Yeah, well, it's I know, but I promised the others that I'll be back really soon, and if I don't do something, they'll be worried about me, and that's even worse. And I'm sure you'll be fine. You managed to control it that one time. We're not doing anything mean, anyways. We want to help people, right? We don't. They just worried about us, maybe a little too much, but we know we can handle this, right? I think. So we'll just have to do the best, even if that means going against what they want. After all, going all alone is probably already doing this, so it's nothing new, right?
Mhm.
We're in it until the end. You're with me?
Okay, I guess. I trust
Okay.
you.
Yeah, this is a foolproof plan. Yes, let's do this. Pyrmon, evolve! Into Sleepmon, boom, 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 evolution going
And
on.
everyone died.
So Pillamon digivolves into Sleepmon. Sleepmon, he's sort of floating on his little pillow, the clock on his head ticking.
And then your Digivice glows dark purple, sorry, as the light crest shatters into darkness.
Yeah, like please, I'm the light purple.
Sleepon's eyes open and they're dark red.
That ain't good.
Are you okay? Are you fine?
1 second, I'm just gonna be right back. 2 seconds. Sorry about that, I'm back.
Yes.
Yeah, so her eyes glow red. And you hear a familiar but not very pleasant voice. Finally free
Oh.
of that weak coil. I have to save my friends.
Wait. Pillamon, Sleepmon, wait. Oh no. Wait a minute. Wait. It's still there. Listen to me a little. Come on. It's not time to play around. We have a mission first, right? We have. Oh,
The alarm clock goes off on Sleepmon's head, and
Oh, no.
the sound rings out. Everyone on the
no.
beach gets attacked by these shockwaves.
that's not what.
Their
That's not what I wanted.
eyes glow as red as Sleepmon's.
Oh no.
You hear Seadramon roar. He jumps off of his lifeguard chair, smashing it, and starts
great.
attacking his children.
Oh no.
You see Nanimon stand up from where he was lying down. He looks terrified, and he whips off of his disguise that he always wears and shows off his bomber Nanimon, and he says, "Don't come any closer or I'll kill you all!" We see the Datamon malfunctioning and starting to rip each other to pieces. It seems to be that Sleepmon has trapped them in a living nightmare where they see everyone else as their greatest fears.
Sleepmon, that's not good for a prank, you know. Listen to me. Sleepmon, I'm going to grab Sleepmon. Hey, Pillamon, you're in there. Come on, snap out of it. Oh, now's not the time for this. Oh man, oh no, this is. Oh, no. Listen. Oh, if only I could turn this off. Listen to me, come back. Please. We're friends, right? We're family. Please, don't hurt them. You know, you don't want to hurt them. And you're friends too. Remember? Oh.
Can you roll to comfort or support Pillamon?
Yes, that should be good unless one of the conditions I have. Insecure, is it good? Defend message. Comfort support should be kind, and I have influence over Pillamon. Yep, so +3. I hope that's good. Wait, did I take the second? Oh my god. 8. Really good. Shit, man.
It's not bad.
Wait, did I take the second? I did not. Oh man, I level up from the 2 fails from earlier. I'll have to take something. Whoops.
So,
Yeah, before all that, I'll take something maybe. Bloop. What should it be? Rearrange your labels and give any +1. Sure, let's do this.
have you already taken that one?
I haven't taken that one yet. I have taken a +1 to my labels in Champion, but not Ultimate.
But wait, didn't you reorganize your labels when you
I
lost control
did.
the
That
first
was
time?
right. But that was another one, didn't I? It wasn't it.
I'm pretty
The
sure
alternate evolution.
the alternate evolution doesn't let you shift all your labels around.
Yeah, that
I
was.
think you took the
Yeah.
thingy.
I didn't took the this one yet.
Swap all your labels. You've taken it.
Oh.
That's why
That must have been this one then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry,
previous
yes, I didn't realize there was that
It
one
was
as well.
it just happened with the alternate evolution because it fit.
Yeah.
Sorry about my dog bark.
Yeah, I'll do this. Do I have to rearrange my labels first and give +1, or can I do it in any order I want?
Rearrange them first and then give them +1.
Okay.
I mean,
They might be
either way, it's going to be the same outcome at the end of the day.
No, it's not, because you might want to give the +1 to the thing you're locking.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you give +1 to Reckless right now and then move it around, whatever you move Reckless to becomes -1 anyway. For example.
Yeah, could work that way.
The only one you can't move around is Unique, because that's locked.
Wait, obviously. Maybe I'll think about it later. That seems like a later thing, and
Woof.
I don't know. Well, maybe not. What would be useful right now? Rearrange +1. I'd like to give +1 to kind for. Well, I'll do this afterwards, and I'll move the -2 savior right now. I feel like I'm all of a sudden I'm not the savior of anyone, and I'm very reckless. I'll swap these two. Reckless again, because yeah, I'll do these two.
What?
After just
Good dog.
after just being reassured that you are doing the right thing by Pillowmon,
Immediately
Suddenly.
come down. And a +1 to kind, because I feel like I need this right now. Yeah, I'll do this.
This token here, man. I'm just having fun.
Whoop. Yeah, go for it. Go. Sleepmon, yes, Sleepmon, Sleepmon. Can you hear me?
Sleepmon's eyes flicker, and then they go back to their usual pink irises and shut.
Oh, good.
Sorry about that. He's just barking like crazy out of the window because he decided to come into my room. I was going to take him out of my room for a second.
Okay, I should use myself as well, to be honest.
can you take him out, sweetheart, please?
Good dog. The dog was rooting for me. That's how I'll interpret it.
Right, sorry about that. Yeah, so Pokemon eyes return to normal and they shut again, like the sleepy version.
Good.
And she says, Sonia?
What
Yes,
happened?
yes. Oh, nothing important. You did a great distraction. On the plus side, let's not look at the beach for now. We'll take the gear, pay for it, and go quickly before it wears off.
Cool,
Yes.
so you rush through the beach and go towards the storage cabinet. I think we're going to cut back here to Kagayaki, back in the city.
Bye.
He's come back in, my dog.
Jen, can you keep him with you, please?
No, it's just knocked in. I'm going to shower. Sorry, 1 second. You just want to play with you.
Sorry about that.
You cannot imagine how little I mind the dog barking in the background.
It's just really distracting when he does bark out of the window, because it's like you try and talk and then you lose your train of thought a little bit. Like, I don't mind him in the room. It's more when he barks tons.
It's extra distracting when I do it as well.
It's impossible to like have the windows shut at this time because of how warm it is recently in England.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Kagayaki. You've finished your scavenging hunt. In fact, maybe it's good to sort of have a scene at the scavenging hunt with Dorumon, potentially, because we don't often get quite a lot of on-screen interaction between the two of you, due to all the other conflicts and stuff that go along, so probably good to have that happen. So I think we come into the forest. All of the random technology that's fallen through from the human world is buried in the ground. Doraemon's currently scratching into the back of a giant fridge to see if there's any components you can salvage from it. And he says, "Did you notice that the others seem really quiet today?"
What?
"Well, I haven't seen Sonia all day, and usually she wishes us good morning, and Taisto's not around, and Pablo still unconscious, and really, I've only really seen Zack and Cutemon blowing up a storm.
Yeah.
It seems weird that no one seems to be around.
My theory is that because Zachary finally snapped out of T-pose, he instead infected Taisto and Pablo, because I saw Taisto just hanging out on a rooftop, praising the sun. But I haven't seen Sonia. Yeah, we should see where she is when we get back.
I haven't seen anyone of the others either. Like, Tirvamon's sword was gone when we left the city. I don't know if you noticed that. And
Wait, it was?
and I hadn't seen his name's escaping my head. Eutimio. I hadn't seen Eutimio either. Do you think
Not
maybe
Samuel Drake
he managed
either.
to undo the sword digivolution?
I don't think he did. He was pretty hung up about it. I doubt he immediately made progress.
He seemed pretty adamant to camp out by it, and well, the campsite's still there. I don't know where everyone's gone, but it seems like they've left us all alone.
You know, we should definitely see what God, could it be the demon gremlin? Please don't be the demon fucking gremlin. I'm really not in the mood for you. Okay, yeah, we'll look into it when we get back.
Okay, it just feels so strange after all that talk we had about coming together as a team and Cherubimon praising us for that. It just feels so strange not to see any of them at all for the past few days. I'm worried.
Oh, at this point, I'm used to them ignoring my advice. So.
We've been so stuck in our own business that we've not really paid attention to what's happening to the others.
Yeah, thankfully, this communicator is really simple to make, so I can make it on the way back. Won't really waste any more time.
I think he's trying to raise your unique Lowy Superior, by the way. And he finally rips the back off of the fridge. He says, "Here it is, the thing you need, Kageaki." And he rips out some this large battery holder thing in the back of the fridge.
Huh. Well, I'll have to trim that down, but I guess it works.
He hands it to you and you stuff it into your satchel that you brought with you. Do you accept his changing of your labels, or do you deny being alone and not paying attention to the others?
Well, I mean, I have so much shit on my mind that of course I'm not paying attention to everything around me at this point. Sure.
Yeah, so raising unique Lowy Superior sounds
Kinda impossible to also be eagle-eyed in this situation.
cool. Yeah, so you head back towards town. You take note of what Doraemon said on your way back, that the sword's missing that was buried in the ground. Gaiomon is also nowhere to be seen. He's right that there's no sign of Sonia. Pablo and Taisto seem completely out of it. It's just you and him in the city with Zack and Cutemon doing their con artist routine as far as he's concerned.
How fucking tunnel vision do I have to be to miss a skyscraper missing?
It's not your fault, Takagiaki. There's so much on our plate. There's no way that you could have noticed something like that.
Yeah, and you know what's the funniest thing? Gaiomon is the only fucking person I've forgotten to tell about Keramon.
Hopefully he knows better than to make deals with monsters like him.
He's the one
He
fucking
says,
person I forgot to warn about
foreshadowing the
him.
future. think as you walk in through the city, you see Zachary and Cutemon in town. Cutemon's sort of looking really upbeat and happy, and they seem to be walking somewhere with a purpose, holding a key. Do you want to catch up with them, or are you on sort of like a mission to sort of figure out where everyone's got to?
I'm going to ask him for help with that.
Cool. So you head on over to Zachary and Cutemon and catch them up. I think Cutemon's looking really up. He's looking very chipper and happy with himself. He's in a nice little suave suit. And he's like swizzling the key around on his finger. It's like, step 1 complete. We're gonna help him in no time. Hey, sorry, go ahead.
Zach!
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so if you haven't noticed, the skyscraper on legs is missing. Alongside Eutimio and what was Silvamon's name after he evolved?
Tirfingmon.
And Tirfingimon. I'm sorry. So Sonia is also missing. I look into Sonia. I need you guys. One of you, I want you to go around town and see if anyone saw anything, where the fuck they went.
No, Sonia's fine. She told me where she was going. So Sonia should be fine. But yeah, we'll look for the others.
Okay, well, Sonia fucking time bomb, she can't control him here, so I'm going to look for her. Okay, so I need one of you to go and look for witnesses on where the fuck Gaiomon, Tirfingmon, and Eutimio went. Someone may have seen something. And the other, just in case, I want you to look through Eutimio's things and see if you find something that looks like it could be important to him. Ideally, I'd ask Pablo, but he's probably heading over there.
Alright, we'll go look.
Good, thanks. And once they break, he immediately calls Sonia.
Cool. I think we see Sonia's Digivice ring. Diddly 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 diddly.
Not now.
And she's like in the middle of stealing a bunch of diving equipment as it's going off.
Well, if I don't respond, he's going to worry a bit more. Well, real quick. Hi, this is Sonia. Don't worry about me. I'm in a little excursion right now. I'm unavailable, but don't worry, I'll be just fine. I'll be back right in this evening. Don't worry. If you need me, give a message after the beep. Beep, and I hang up.
Okay, then we're going to Sonia. I have no idea why she thought this would work. It only makes things worse. Fucking sure? Where the fuck is she? And then he calls Zach.
So you're calling Zach now? He's right next to you.
I thought we broke because they're looking all over the city.
Okay, sure, yeah, he's looking over the city. Cool. Zach, do you immediately go looking all over the city for Eutimio, Tirfingmon, Gaiomon, etc., or clues as to where they've gone, or do you prioritize, going to your new storage containment unit, seeing what's there, etc.? Like, what's Zachary's immediate priority?
I think Zach figures that we might come across something on our way there, and if we don't, we'll take a more spirited look around.
Cool.
So he's gonna go look. He's gonna go to the storage unit first.
Cool. So on the way to the storage unit, you don't really see anything out of place or peculiar, aside from the giant cracks in the floor that are currently being fixed. I think as you approach the water park, where the storage facility is next door to, you actually see Triceramon and Tyrannomon discussing plans to fix the roads that have been cracked, and how their current strategy isn't working and it's a bit slow. They're like looking over some blueprints together and haven't noticed you at all. Do you talk to them about what you spoke to Jidaramon about, or do you just go straight for the storage facility and don't even care to talk to them?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him.
Cool.
Oh, hey, Triceramon. I have a couple of questions for you guys. First of all, Tuchidaramon said it was alright if I used a little bit of the storage unit over by the construction site. Is that alright with you?
I suppose it should be okay. I still haven't cleared out everyone's things, but if you can find a place, feel free.
Yeah, we shouldn't take up too much space.
He sounds a bit hollow and out of it. He's still a little upset about what happened to all of his family and friends. Just to recap, they got nuked.
Have you seen Gaiomon around?
Gaiomon. He was our savior. Why did it have to turn out like this?
Yeah, and he was supposed to be here, and now he's not?
Well, he probably has important things to do, people to see. Last I heard, he was camping outside with Eutimio. I saw them sharing a fish together and talking nonsense.
When you say talking nonsense, can you... Like, what were they talking about?
Gaiomon was talking about how this world that we live in isn't his, and that he wants to... His greatest wish is to restore the digital world to how it was in his youth, before he got encased in stone, before the Vortex Warriors, back before the Purge even happened. I don't even know what this Purge is, but aren't we good enough for him?
Yeah. That's pretty rough to hear. Well, thanks for the help, and thanks for letting me put some stuff in that storage facility. I really appreciate it, and things are gonna turn up for you. I know it.
Thank you, he says. And then Triceramon looks over at you and he's like, "What? You mean Eutimio?"
Yeah.
And Gaiomon, one second, let me think about what I'm going to say here. I also have a really mind block on how to do an Australian accent again, so I'm going to go try that again.
Triceramon used to be Tremodramon.
Yeah, Ivo digivolted in the final battle against Exablaumon. But yes, he says, I was out digging for materials for my treasure hunting business. As you know, business is not booming so well, so need to get as many treasures as I can. But well, that was very Texan. Well, when I was coming back in the darkness, I heard Gaiomon talking to someone. I don't know who it was, but they had a very distinct voice.
What did they sound like? Did they sound French? I don't think you know what France is. That's not a useful question.
He spoke in a weird way he didn't pronounce certain letters. He seemed to have multiple voices.
Did he
Spoken.
did he talk about a master of some kind?
No, not at all. I've given up on the Australian accent, by the way, because I keep slipping out of it.
That's fine.
He was talking about the old world, and he seemed to know about it, and about how he had a plan to return everything back to how it was. I kind of got out of earshot at that point, but it was a strange conversation. But yeah, he spoke all funny, like, really creepy.
That's not great. Were Eutimio there? Was Eutimio there too?
I mean, it was dark, so I couldn't tell, but he didn't say anything during that. At least the part that I ever heard. But he'll have been camping by Tirfingmon as he was, right? Like, he wouldn't leave his post. Not after everything he's been through.
Yeah, well, they're not around. So, I don't think they left their post, I think. Well, thanks for telling me that. That's really useful, and I hope things turn up for you too. All right, say goodbye, Cutemon. I pick up Cutemon and start hurrying over to the storage facility.
Hey, what's the
Or
big deal?
is there-
Why are you picking me up, man? I can walk myself.
I call Kageaki.
The line is busy. He's also calling you.
Wouldn't that be fun?
It says user in another call.
Okay, yeah.
And then after about 8 times of calling each other and slightly missing each other, it eventually just randomly connects, as it always does.
Hey, so Triceramon had some information. Gaiomon was talking to, I think it was Caramon. I think he may have joined him, or Caramon might have taken him or something. And no one's seen Eutimio, or I have no idea how to pronounce his partner's name.
Tirfingmon.
Yeah, or
Thing.
Earfingmon. No one's seen them, so they probably went with Gaiomon or something.
The one fucking person I forgot to tell you. Okay.
And there's another thing. Wait, hold on. Do people already know about Caramon becoming Caramon X, or...
I don't think that's revealed.
Okay. So, I'm pretty sure it was Caramon, but Triceramon said they were talking with, like, multiple voices.
Well, I don't fucking know. There's not enough on him. Maybe he took in the ex-antibody or something. I don't fucking know. That's weird things to Digimon. Okay. So where did Sonia go? Because Sonia did not sound well.
So...
What do you mean? She sounded fine.
No, she did
No,
not.
she told me not to say,
Zach,
see-
Sonia has a ticking time bomb inside her. We're working on fixing it, but if it hits the fan over there and she is alone, fuck knows what is going to happen. It's not in her control.
So,
Would never happen. Never.
there's the sunken city over by the place that Stingmon told me it was at.
Cooler
I don't... Over by
Yeah.
Cooler Coast.
Cooler course,
And,
okay.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff about Digidestin there. And Sonia said that she was heading there, and she told me not to tell anyone. But if she's in danger, then that probably overrides the promise I made her.
Yeah, it does.
Alright, so much for working part-time at the tailor's. Alright.
Yeah, no, we'll never get a fucking break. Okay, so before you get back to whatever you were doing, I just need you to go through your team of stuff and see if you can find something that looks like it could be important to him. The idea is that I'm going to use them as some sort of scent using the digital footprint with data. So there theoretically should be a digital footprint we leave on stuff. So we may be able to use something that has a connection to him, or that he has at least used a lot of times to track him down. Does that make sense?
Who am I looking for something important to?
Eutimia.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to find it.
Okay, thanks. I'll head over to. I'll talk about something to Darimon, and then head over to Cooler Coast.
Okay.
Good
Alright.
luck.
So you head on over to Tichidaramon's place. What did you want to talk to him about, out of curiosity?
I want to make a shot in the dark. I want to ask all the fans of Gaiomon to record a video where they show how much they appreciate him and want him to be around and look up to him. Because there's a snowflake chance in hell that maybe it will actually work on him.
Okay, cool.
Probably won't.
So-
That's the best thing to think of.
So you go to Tichidaramon's house, knock on the door. The
It's
door
quite a panicky knock.
The door is unlocked and swings open by itself, and you see Tichidaramon on the ground picking up loads of shattered ornaments. He's like his entire home looks quite disheveled and disorganized at the moment, and he like looks up at you like a deer in the headlights, and he's like. And he like throws he throws the pot that he's trying to put back together like into the wall, and he's like, and he like leans against the wall casually, and he's like, what brings you to my office today, Kageyaki?
Okay, I'll try to be short because there's a fuck ton of things happening right now. So Gaiomon has potentially been kidnapped / went with Keramon. Do you know about Keramon?
Oh, thank God he's gone. Oh, my streets might be able to return back to normal now.
Shut the fuck up. Okay.
Oh, the vibes have gone. The vibes are happening. He's like, no, you don't get to talk. I'm telling you things.
So I want you to gather everyone that is his fan and that looks up to him and have them shoot a video where they say good things. They ask him to get back. They say that they look up to him. He's their hero. That he's important. Stuff like that.
But who could I get to do that? There's only really Tyrannomon left who worshipped him. Could he alone do such a feat?
At this point, I'll take everything I can fucking get. Ask around, see if there are any closeted fans. I don't give a shit about their pride right now. Lives are on the line.
Okay, if lives are on the line, you should have led with that. Says, and he stands up, looks sheepishly as he drops pieces of pottery from his hand behind him, and then runs out of the door to go towards where Tyrannomon was.
And before you go, this is important. Only genuine feelings in the video.
Oh,
I do not want to see a single lie, okay?
Oh, okay. Genuine feelings only. Gotcha, he says.
Good. When it's done, send it over to me. You have my address.
He runs off towards where Tyrannomon's constructing and talking with Triceramon to sort of discuss, who might have been worshipping Gaiomon that isn't part of Grey Canyon. And
then Kawayaki just runs for the rest of the episode to watch Coastal.
Cool. I think we'll come back to Sonia then, because it's a good time. So Sonia, you've managed to sort of shimmy the lock and get inside the shack already, and you've managed to find some scuba diving gear. There's a perfect fit for you, as always happens in anime.
Of course.
You even found a miniature scuba diving gear that's Pillowmon size and will definitely digivolve with her.
Obviously, that's how the demon works.
That actually begs a question. Will Cutemon's suit evolve with him?
I don't know yet. We will find
Yes.
out.
I don't care. That's a yes now.
Yeah, he's gonna have his scarf is gonna be so long and billowing as in Kilomon. It's gonna be great.
One sec. Let me see if it works. Crit fail. It might work. And I think for rule of cool, because you guys seem to want to have cool suits and stuff, go for it. Yeah, it digivolves with you, Digimon. I don't know how that logistically is going to work for something like a Tyrannomon or whatever, but yeah,
I mean,
for Cutemon,
the
sure.
clothes- I mean, Digimon are made of data. Clothes are made of data.
It's just flavor. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's not like I'm giving him like a sword that evolves with him.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
Which would also be fine, to be honest, depending on how you got the sword. But
I mean,
Shush.
technically, Taisto already did that bit with the
That's
hearts
true.
of
Yeah, but
fire.
that was like
or
a plot. That was like a plot thing. Like, I'm not literally saying Cutemon has a sword now.
Yeah, this isn't Digimon World
I'm-
4. But yeah, Sonia, you've got diving equipment that'll definitely change and digivolve as Pillarmon changes and evolves. You hear lots of banging and turmoil out on the beach still as you put on the scuba diving gear and try not to think about what you just did to the people at Cooler Coast.
Oh god. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
You start. You get Pillarmon to default into Sheepmon, and you start heading off under the water down towards where you believe there to be a sunken city.
Yes, because I haven't checked.
Could you roll to unleash your powers to see if you manage to find Atlantis without any trouble?
Okay, so unleash my powers would be unique, but I have chaotic powers, but does that count as having been used with this whole...
I already used your chaotic powers, sorry, in that last
Yeah, okay,
scene
I
where
wanted to...
immediately everybody decided to
Yes.
have a nightmare. So yeah,
Just wanted to make sure.
unhighlight that. And
If you wanted to rub it in on... So
plus,
yeah,
I don't think this is
uh,
unleashing your powers either. This is, I mean, it's the move, but it's not.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh my god, those rolls are... Oh man.
Well, it's a 7. It's not bad.
Oh, yeah, but with the +3, it's not really amazing.
So when you roll a 7 to 9, you can either mark a condition, or I will tell you how the effect is unstable temporary. So in this case, how something gets in the way of you finding the city of Atlantis, or you can mark a condition.
I'll mark a condition for now because I don't want to drown. But yeah, afraid of what just happened and what might happen
Okay,
in
cool.
Alone in the City. That seems...
So
yeah.
what you see is, as you're swimming under the water, pretty deep, you see this giant, horrific-looking creature, massive. It has this pale, ghostly skin that's see-through, and you can see the bones beneath. It's got hundreds of teeth jutting out of its skeleton that you can see. It's looks like a giant whale in shape, and it looked terrifying when you saw it, and after it swam over the top of you, completely ignoring you, you saw above a boat, very large ship actually, and there is this you notice that there's this big hook in the top of this whale's head, and you see lots of anchors being thrown down overboard to try and weigh down the ship and stop the whale from moving. But you manage to avoid that little kerfuffle. Terrified of the whale, terrified of the ship above for what it might, who it might be holding. And you managed to dodge out of the way of that. Eventually, you come upon a
set of ruins, it looks like almost, in this dome bubble, hidden away beside these large pieces of coral and seaweed that have grown to tree-like proportional sizes. You've managed to brush that back and swim through to this city, and as you pierce the bubble, air returns and you sort of fall from wherever you pierced the bubble from to the ground, because you didn't realize there wasn't water there, and stumble to your feet, and you see before you this very large, almost like a catacomb, sort of Aztec looking temple thing in front of you. It looks very ornate but old. It's sort of tarnished, this bronzy brown stained colour, and it has these weird symbols all over it that you just can't make out properly. Some of them have been worn away into dust, some of them are crystal clear, but there is a big stone door on the front of this temple looking thing. What do you do?
Those
One thing that you
push the door.
that's a bit unnerving as well, by the way, is that it's completely silent here. There is no sound of anything, no wind, no talking,
Yeah, no wind, no shit.
life. It is just dead here. It's super eerie.
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting a party underwater, but that would be nice. Yeah, so can I see the door? Does it seem pushable? Does it seem like too big for me?
As you place your hand on the door, your Digivice glows, and the crest of light appears on the front door, and it creaks open.
Well, it creaks open. That's convenient. But let's go then. That's carefully, but she seems somewhat reassured that this that the Digivice seemed prepared for this event, so she seems convinced that there's something important behind this, at least.
So you take a step in, and as you do, torches.
You immediately die.
You immediately get stabbed to death. No, torches on the walls light up with fire as you walk towards them, as though they're like motion sensor lights, but fire. And as you walk through the catacombs, they light up, and you see all these images and symbols and stuff on the wall. And there's some stairs leading down. And as you walk down the stairs, the symbols stop, and there starts to be pictures drawn on the walls. Very detailed pictures. And as you reach the bottom of the stairs, there's sort of a big room with lots of these images, with a second pathway leading out from that to another room. Do you want to look at these pictures, or are you wanting to explore further?
I want as much information as I can. And Sonia will be all excited, like, yes, I knew it! This is a jackpot! Oh, they'll be so proud! They'll be so happy! Oh man, they'll be so glad I did this! See, Sheepmon! We did it! It's really there!
So, on the tapestries, you see on the very, very far wall, there is a piece missing that looks roughly the same shape as the tapestry that Leomon owns.
That's interesting.
And on the outside of each, there is a picture of what seems to be each of you, Digidestined, and your partners.
Like in a recognizable way, or like in a
very
silhouette that you...
way. Very recognizable way. Yeah. Like, even down to the fact that you're wearing like your fancy hat and frills and stuff. Like, it's literally you. Like, you couldn't mistake it for anyone else. And you after it shows a picture of you, if you go further out from each person's picture, it shows different things that it's said about the past. So it seems to show the past of all of our Digimon. So we see an image of medieval Gallantmon. We see an image of Grand Dracmon terrorizing some Digimon and eating them alive. We see an image of the uprising that's Gulfmon. Sorry, his name just doesn't get in my head for some reason. Gulfmon caused in the dark area, and him leading his forces to march out. And we see Cutemon, and we see a sort of ornate image of the museum, and that the museum sort of cracked down the middle, and this strange picture of what looks like this weird diamond. You're not really sure what that diamond is. A diamond-shaped thing. Sorry, wait, it wasn't a diamond-shaped thing in the end. Sorry, was it? It was. It looks like a piece of parchment with a drawing on it. Sorry. From what you can make out, it doesn't like. From what you can see, it's like a square with a drawing on it, basically.
Where was that drawing?
And yeah, that's by the picture of the museum. We seriously see all the pasts of all of our Digimon. And we then get to a tapestry that shows this strange-looking Digimon that you haven't seen before, that the audience has seen and knows is a Digi Gnome, but it looks like a carving of a Digi Gnome. Probably don't have to describe that to you guys, but basically like round-shaped, white-looking floaty
It's
things.
like Aluminaman.
He's holding a clipboard.
One of your friends.
Scratching his head. There's some writing in a language you don't understand beside that. And
Question suddenly arises. Can our Digivices take pictures?
you can try if you'd like to.
I would like to try. I
This
never
is
thought about this before, but
perfect time to roll a new custom move that I have for this specific situation.
that's the move. Oh wow!
When you scour the ancient tapestries of these ruins, roll plus superior.
Oh come on, man!
On a
I'm
10,
sorry, what?
on a 10
Piece
plus,
of
on a 10 plus, you tell us what the tapestries show, and it becomes canon. On a 7 to 9, the GM will tell you what they show, but you'll add to it with an and or a but. On a miss, the GM exposits all the lore, and you will not like it.
Oh, yeah!
I get a feeling I know what it's gonna be. Give me friendship through your phones.
Let's go!
Oh man, so -3. Holy shit! That's the worst stat from the old game.
Was it on this? What roll is it?
Was it? It's superior, right? Or was it something else?
Superior.
If
Superior,
it's just superior,
yeah.
then why is it minus? I'm confused. If it's just the flat stat, it should be -2.
But I have a condition too. Yeah, it's a custom move, right? Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's
Yeah,
not one of the-
condition isn't specific.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah, so yeah, -2. Okay, that's slightly better.
Watch it be a 10 because of the -2.
Roll a crit.
Yes. Okay. -2. Go.
No!
S-
We take those!
A 7.
We
Oh my
take
god,
those.
you saved me. -2. Mattered a lot. Wow.
Okay, so I tell you what they show, you add to it with an and or a but. So
Okay.
you hold your Digivice up to the wall, and it translates the digicode for you.
Mm-hmm.
It says false digidestined.
Oh my god. No. That's the worst thing that could have come.
And on the other side it says tampered with the laws of the digital world. and then beneath that on a small plaque it says, "But they were still chosen." Feel free to add to that with an and or a but.
Dolmon was directly chosen by Yggdrasil himself.
So
Face to
there's
face,
just
eye to eye.
so just writing. We don't know who the fake ones are based on this.
Uh,
Okay. So and if they manage, they manage to unite and overcome the perturbance, the distortion in the causality of the Digimon, the rules of the digital world, they might achieve something even greater than all alone. Right?
Wait, so
Does that sound good?
sorry, say that again. If they overcome what?
If they overcome the this perturbation in the that the fake digital come on, if they manage to set the record right and unite together with the fake digidestined, they might achieve a result greater than the original destiny or something.
So I was writing down what you said, so I have it for later. So if they overcome and unite with, I assume you mean the real Digidestined rather than the fake Digidestined, right? 'Cause it's saying you're the
I guess
fakes.
so. Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, so if they overcome and unite
yeah,
with the real Digidestined, perhaps they can.
They can achieve a greater peace, a greater truth than the original destiny. As don't know what would sound fancy with the
An
the
even
old,
greater destiny, probably. It's vague
even
enough.
greater destiny. Ooh, that's nice.
Cool.
Yeah, that sounds nice. That sounds like a nice cop out.
Cool.
I'm glad I have a 7 because I don't want to figure out what that 5 would be. Ooh.
Cool. So if you manage to unite with the real Digidestined, or perhaps it means the maybe it's not the real Digidestined, but maybe it because it says you are still chosen ones. Perhaps
Yes.
if they overcome and work together with all Digidestined,
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
that probably works better. Then they can achieve an even greater destiny, which sounds cool. Which also is also great lore. I think you've been quite engrossed in these images for a while, and your attention gets drawn to the second passageway. And in the second passageway, the torches are already lit.
I don't see anything wrong with this. The door was waiting for me in the first place. It can only mean I was destined to be here. Yes. Can I take pictures with this?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see if the device is capable of doing that. Roll plus unique, I guess, and see
Unique is good.
if it's possible to take photos.
Plus 3. I don't add anything to this. I don't have influence over my device. Plus 3. Good. 9. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely possible to take photos. It's just not mega high resolution. Like,
yeah.
it's it'll have some detail on it, but you won't be able to see all the cracks and, and markings and smaller text that you take pictures of, basically, unless you really get close and do all that.
So I'd like to take some pictures, send them to Zach, since he's the only one that knows as far as Sonia's concerned, and tag them with #doingit, #hype, #lore.
So Zach, your Digivice buzzes and goes ba-ding ding, ba-ding ding, and as you lift it up, you get images of what looks like these tapestries that show your past. The tapestry that tells the prophecy of if you can work together with all Digidestined, you can achieve a greater destiny. The fact that you're fakes and weren't meant to be Digidestined, that it was tampered with, is written. How does Zach feel about receiving these tapestries that tell of the past and the prophecy for the future?
Oh no. Did I
no,
kill
we've lost Zach.
No.
I was muted.
Okay.
I think he feels a little vindicated. Like, okay, I like 2 days ago I said that I didn't feel like a real Digidestined, and now like I'm being told this by funky wall writing. But also he's a little concerned about Sonia being out there on her own when Utimo and the other one, you know the one, Teeter Figmon,
Oui,
just got
Figmon, yes.
just got kidnapped by Caramon. So is this like an Instagram post, or is it like a text message, or what's going on?
This is like a text.
Like, so I type, sick. Also, Utimo and Zach butchers the spelling of Tear Figmon. Got kidnapped. Probably not. And I just send. Also, Utimo and Tear Figmon got kidnapped, but I butchered the spelling of Tear Figmon.
Cool. Also, our friends are in mortal pain.
As always, when does it ever change?
I'm glad you're having fun, but...
Oh, I also include by Caramon, probably.
Or he's something with the head.
Oh.
Well, the way that Triceramon has sort of explained it is he talks like Caramon, but he talks with 3 voices, so like 3 Caramons.
Yeah, Caramon had friends. That's how you interpret that.
Yeah, 3 Caramons, because I'm pretty certain that like he talks really weird is Caramon, because Caramon talks like a French person, I bet.
Yeah, pretty much. So you receive something just like this.
LMAO.
And I'll be back soon. You'll tell me more face to face.
I've just got to be right back for 5 seconds, guys. Feel free to keep role-playing in character if you want to. I've just got to answer the door real quick.
Okay.
3 Caramon. She sends 3 Caramon. Oh my god. That's awful.
There's more of him?
Am I good to send this to Kagayaki?
He hasn't mentioned that Kagayaki is on his way.
Okay, sure, maybe, yeah, but tell him I'm doing good, okay?
So I send the image to Kagayaki with Sonia says she's doing good. I don't say that Sonia's doing good. I say Sonia says she's doing good.
There's like an immediate response. Sonia is in a random ruin somewhere by herself, being told she's affected the destiny. And then you just hear the sound of speeding up. Or some movements running
Zach
faster.
responds. Zach responds. LMAO.
He understands then. Yeah, good.
Yeah. Message received. Message received. What do you want me to do about it?
We're a group of sociopaths.
Oh, so for the storage locker, because we can't progress the plot without the GM here, so I might as well do my little side plot. Well,
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to leave
I'm back.
what's left of my original hoodie in the storage facility.
Oh, it's a nice spot.
Because because these are things we're going to donate to Kuagamon's museum.
Oh,
So, having, artifacts from the Digidestin might be.
well, yeah, that's a cool idea.
I'm back, by the way.
Yep.
Very nice sentiment, Zach.
Well, to give some.
I told Kageaki. I gave Kageaki. I forwarded her text to Kageaki, and then he said, "That's not a very good idea." And I said, "LMAO."
Fair.
He's like, this is a bad thing that's happening. I'm like, yep.
Also, as a side note, before Kagayaki left, he rushed by Sonia's house and did what he told Zachary to find, but for Sonia. So he found something that is probably important. The kids probably helped.
I would say that she probably left her hat in her
Makes it a lot
in
easier.
the hut because she probably didn't need it underwater. So
It could be your shawl because you replaced it with the Gabumon one.
could be my shawl too. Could be both. Really, my
Both.
original outfit up for sale.
Is that going to end up in the museum or are you done your new one?
Great, so Kagayaki just grabs that, tosses it in his pocket dimension, and tries his best not to feel creepy. He just ran.
Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about it.
Yeah, so Zach, you were going to go look for Yutimio's stuff. Did you do that first or are you going to go to the storage facility first?
I'm gonna go look for Utemio's stuff first. Because that's actively pressing, not.
So Yutimio was camped outside the village by where Tiffinmon's sword was buried. There was a big hole in the ground where the sword used to be buried. There's a campfire with logs that are black because it just burnt out. There's several canopies propped up and a tent with a sleeping bag rolled up inside of it. What kind of thing would you want to look for? Something important to him, wasn't it? So you rummage through the belongings of someone you've never met really before, aside from a couple of times. You see various things in there. There's a watch with a brown leather strap on it. There's several comic books sprawled out by the bed. Spider-Man, as always. There's his rucksack that's been left behind and is propped up against one of the canopy walls. And as you rummage through all of this stuff, tucked underneath his pillow, you pull out a photograph. But you pull it out upside down, and on the back it's scribbled "Best friends for life," and then a date.
I look at who the photo's of.
You flip it over and you see a picture of what looks like a very young Yutimio, sort of who's put his arm around a very young-looking Pablo. They've got the biggest smiles on their face ever. It looks like Yutimio has cake all over his face, and Pablo's like pulling a party streamer of some kind. They seem to be at like a birthday party.
Zach's definitely going to pocket that, or at least, he's gonna pocket that. And he's also going to grab Utemio's rucksack.
Cool. You grab the rucksack, and I assume you head back towards where Kageaki's run off to see Sonia. So
Yes, that's why he told him that after that, just go do what you were going to do anyways.
cool.
Because he'll be gone for a while.
Where did you say to drop off Yutimio's bag out of curiosity?
He can keep it on him.
It's a very big, heavy rucksack by the look of the drawing that we were given.
It's like
then-
double the weight of Zach. He's dragging it with all his might.
It's like literally twice the size of Zach. Like he literally couldn't carry it on his shoulders. It's that big. But yeah, all that carrying of the shield's giving you some strength,
then
and
the-
you've managed to drag it back into town with you.
Then the obvious use is to just leave it over at Kagayaki's.
Yeah, I have Cutemon evolved to Unimon, so
Cool, so you're using it as a pack
and-
mule.
basically. And I have them carry it over to Kageyaki's, wherever Kageyaki's doing their stuff at.
Cool.
No, just like leave it at his home. He'll be
Oh
out
yeah,
for
I
a
guess
while.
I guess we have houses now. I forgot.
Yeah, it's why he told you to go do your stuff afterwards, because he'll be gone for a while, so you won't be able to use it anyways.
So he leaves the items at Kageyaki's house, and then I go and leave the remnants of my old hoodie at the storage facility.
Cool. You open the storage facility for the first time. It's sort of like a garage door, and it rolls up on this metal shutter thing. And inside, you see various lockers, which are numbered from like 1 through to like 100. All of them look unused and a bit dirty, as if they haven't been touched in a while. There's cobwebs everywhere in here, like no one's taking care of the place anymore. There is tools and drills and materials strewn about the place. There's a big thing covered in a red tarp at the back. But you managed to find your own little space. How do you mark it as your own space so that no one takes your stuff, basically? Or maybe do you like try and use one of the lockers that belong to one of Tyrannomon's workers?
I think Zach maybe tries to mark it just to buy. How would Zach mark something as his? Yeah, I'm not. Maybe Zach will try to grab open one of the lockers.
So you grab a couple of the lockers and pull, and it doesn't open because it's locked. But then you grab one that looks especially like banged up and pull as hard as you can, and it rips open, and the door comes off. You see inside the belongings of one of the workers. There is a drawing in there, scribbled down. It shows a picture of Tyrannomon, very crudely drawn with what looks like a crayon, and a very happy workforce around him. You see a set of pencils neatly lined up at the bottom of the locker. You see a construction helmet on the center shelf. And a high-vis jacket. And then also on the door of the locker, you see what looks to be a sort of chain of sorts that goes around someone's neck. And it has like a little square-looking pendant with Digi runes etched into it at the end of it.
Can I try to use the Digivice to translate it?
Sure. You translate it and it says, there's like two squares. The first one says hard work and dedication on it, pretty boring. The other one says, to my marvelous employees, I wouldn't be anywhere without you. Take this gift as a token of my appreciation.
Oh my
Tyrannomon.
god.
Zach puts the door back on the locker and just sort of quietly pays his respects to all the lives lost. And I guess he tries to see if there's an empty locker that he can open.
Let's see if there's an empty locker here. There was a lot of workers, but there could be an empty locker. Yes, there is an empty locker. It
So if
seems
you
to-
fail, it means the player have their way?
It looks different from the others in a very specific way. While the other ones look like they haven't been used in a long time, and maybe they're a bit battered and bruised from use, this one looks purposefully vandalized. The door has several dents in it where it looks like people have punched or kicked it. There is paint and graffiti slapped all over it. Pictures that are very obscene and horrible. There's things written in digicode that your digivice translates as censored.
What's even the point of a translator if you're not going to translate it?
It looks like whoever owned this locker was absolutely detested.
Wow, holy shit.
Well then, that
You-
seems like maybe the not best idea to put the stuff I want to keep safe in there.
You open the door, and there's not much inside. There's a crash helmet. There's a clipboard. There's a small badge, name badge, that's facing the other way. And there's also what looks to be a very colourful spotted tie, folded up neatly at the bottom. And when you grab the name tag and turn it, it says Greymon on it.
Jeez.
Do you want to use this locker?
No.
Bad vibes. Bad vibes.
It's the one locker that no one would care about, basically.
Yeah, but I worry that if there's evidence of it being used, people might freak out.
True. But it's the only
So-
empty locker. Well, not empty, but unused locker, really. Unused in the sense that people wouldn't care if you disturbed it.
Zach is just going to set his stuff down in like a little corner.
Mhm.
In a little corner, and he's going to put his fire extinguisher there. Because I feel like people like sort of recognize that he has a fire extinguisher, so you'll see like, oh, okay, that's
Zach's. Yeah.
yeah,
That
like
makes
the
sense.
a fire extinguisher, Zach.
But you might need that fire extinguisher. What would you do if fire broke out, Zach?
What if there's a fire underwater, Zach? What will you do then?
Yeah. What if there's fire water? Like, that's terrifying to
If
think of.
if there's fire water, well, then I'm already dead. Clearly, fire has evolved so far in order to come and destroy me specifically.
Cool. So yeah, you leave your fire extinguisher on top of your hoodie. Potentially new additions to Kawagamon's museum. You pay your respects to the dead. And I don't know, would you ever pay your respects to Greymon after what he did? Probably not. And you close the shutter doors.
I think Zach pays respects, but like it's different. It's like you'll be remembered. Not like I hope you're in a better place now. Just you'll be remembered.
Yeah, we will never forget. Yeah, so you shut the shutter door. Is there anything else Zachary wants to do?
No, I think that's sort of Zach's side plot.
Okay, cool. So let's cut to Zachary. Just done Zachary. Kageyaki. You're rushing through the woods, teleporting as fast as you can on Sangwitmon's back to get to Sonia. And because you've moved so fast and used Sangwitmon to travel,
You get there very quickly. It takes you maybe half a day.
Yeah, of course.
Because time's wonky here. It takes you an exuberantly shorter amount of time than it took Sonia.
I mean, yeah, time is really wonky. Sonia was traveling for 3 days, but was gone for 1.
And you make it to Cooler Coast. You see the colourful banner. You see the Datamon
The blood of
strangling another Datamon on the beach. You see the familiar sights of Abominanimon threatening to blow everyone up. You see the scenic sights, the scenic games that Seadramon likes to play with his children as he tries to devour one whole. You see the regulars coming down from the sky and smiting people with their angelic holy lights.
So
Wait, one of these things is
go
not
on.
like the others.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and go maybe,
So basically, what you're saying is Torgoramon is about to solo an angel crusade.
Basically, yeah. You seem
Could keep you busy.
You see that all of the usuals of Cooler Coast seem to have lost their minds. They have red glowy eyes, and they seem to be terrified and angry at the same time. And the angels have descended from heaven to try and stop this disorder.
Clearly, it's the fault of the
only
angels.
way they
right?
know how. With genocide. Unless they aren't actually killing them because they aren't virus types. But it was not subtle.
Wait, I'm fairly certain at least some of these guys are virus types, right? Nanimon
Oh,
would be virus.
Sidramon is data. Bomber Nanon might not be actually because they tend to do the plan shit with them.
Wait, I need to double check if Bomber-Nanimon's like vaccine or something. I'm pretty sure he's virus. Yeah, he's a virus. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, but what about Citramon?
Seadron's data.
No, Citramon. Because this is the dub.
Lemon.
So he is actually lemon.
Lemon.
Every virus is lemons.
Seadramon isn't a virus, but his children are, apparently.
I am talking about... I'm still not talking about Sidramon. I'm talking that Bomber Nanimon.
Yeah, he's
Citramon.
virus.
Virus.
He's virus. Madoki Betamon's fine. He's data vaccine. So basically, what
They
we
are only
see-
killing the children.
Yeah, what we see is Bomber-Nanimon's threatening to blow up the beach because he's terrified of everything going on around him. And we see a beam of light shoot down and blast a hole in his chest and obliterate him immediately. The angels descend upon the beach. A Angemon standing at their forefront says, "Stop, foul heathens! You are under the spell of the evil Digimon! We're here to save you and eradicate the viruses. Fear not, for we are your allies." And then they turn towards the Seadramon attacking his own children. And he
Teleport.
scowls and says, "I found the culprit." And he aims his fist towards the Betamon that's like biting back at his dad.
And at that point, Kagayaki teleports between the two and goes, hold on like 5 seconds. Is he counting?
He's counting, yeah.
Okay,
Says,
let me try a thing.
He says, "And why should I listen to you? In fact, you're probably the one that caused all this." And
Shut
he
the fuck up and let me try a thing.
swizzles his staff around and points it at you. What do you do?
Like, one try. Give me one try. I can probably calm them down. Then we'll talk.
And why should I
Or would
believe
you
you?
rather kill people?
These virus-type Digimon are a scourge on the world. I'd be doing them a service, having them be revived and reborn.
For the record, that Sidramon over there was a Betamon, so it turned into a data. And since...
And he saw the light.
Yes, and look at it. Do you see it? That's the father, that's the child. I wonder what it's going to turn into.
He looks at the two children and he's like, one of these is good, but one of them has the potential to be evil beyond belief.
Everything has the potential to be evil beyond belief.
No,
Especially
not
if you
the
act
other
like
one.
that.
I'll give you one.
Clearly, only one of those children has, normal morality. And the others...
Yeah, the other is wrathful.
I'll
No.
give you one chance to save these Digimon. But if you fail, me and my forces will wipe out every virus Digimon on this beach.
Yeah, I
And
will not
you.
let you do that anyways. Good luck with that. And then he goes and he tries to use his calm emotions on the thing initially. See if that works.
Use his calm emotions.
Yes, one of my 3 main spells.
Oh yes. So you had calm emotions, tentacles,
And Fire Bottle.
fireballs. Sure, yeah, we can try calm emotions. Let's do that. So
Is it yield my powers?
yeah, it'd be wield your powers because it's something that only you can do, right? Is that how wield your powers works? I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't
When you
recall
wield your
anyone.
powers to do something only you or your Digimon can do with precision, grace, or skill, roll unique. So yeah, that's wield your powers.
Lovely. And we just raised unique. So be a fucking love. 8. Lovely.
Cool.
And advanced moves.
Choose one on a hit.
Neutralize a threat.
Cool. So you cast your calm emotion spell. You pull up a bunch of digicodes, start writing the runes in the sky, and then you exert a ton of energy using your digivice, and it sends out a pulse that calms the emotions of all the Seadramons, the other Nanimons on the beach, the Datamons, the Betamon children, even the Divamons in the sea that haven't come up yet.
Then I turn to. Is it Angemon or Pidgeomon?
They all fall asleep, by the way. But yeah,
Okay.
it's Angemon at the moment.
Okay. See? They were under some kind of berserk. All I did was calm them down, and it's over. No need for murder.
But what about when they wake up? Have you
When
thought
they
about
wake
what
up?
kind of destruction they might cause if they're still under a rampage?
I can tell you for sure that they aren't. You might not believe me, but do you really want to just kill people simply because you don't want to believe me? You're supposed to be protectors.
Death is never truly the end here. The evil Digimon are reincarnated and purified. It's a noble
Turned into a different
sacrifice.
person. They die.
They've been brainwashed by the whole spiel about, they're doing the good thing by killing them. If you wish to protect this Betamon, these Datamon, the Nanimons, it's on your head if they turn on you.
Cool. I mean, you're.
Angemon signals to his squad that, they don't have to start purging anyone anymore. However, I am under express orders that if I should see a Digidestined, I shouldn't let them go. He says as the Pidomon swoop around and surround you.
Did he say let them go?
He said not to let them go.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Can you, turn a blind eye for one time? I just stop a massacre.
And I think we'll cut
I
back to...
am-
We'll leave that as a cliffhanger for next episode, because we're 5 minutes from the end.
Okay, if we're going into a fight, then did I activate my crest there?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so we'll start next episode with a roll.
Yeah. We'll cut back to Sonia. Sonia, you are going into the second catacomb room that already had the lights on. completely oblivious to the fact that, that means somebody else is in here. You take a step down some short stairs, and at the bottom, you see a boy leant against the wall. His long leather jacket's very reminiscent of a young boy you saw previously. His curly wild hair looks out of control. Standing before you is Taisto's best friend from his childhood. He steps up from the wall and turns to you. Einari is in the catacombs. He says, "He told me you'd come. I'm sorry, but this is where you stop exploring." And then we cut to black.
But not before we hear the gunshot. Okay.
And that's the end
Oh
of the
wow,
session.
Sonia really did die for a second there. Okay, I'll go ahead and mark my potential.
Cool. Everybody mark potential if you would like to. It is optional.
I am a fucking man, I will do it always.
I would like to.
There
I
is
think
no
for the
chance.
first time
I
in the
need to-
whole game, I will refuse that potential, because if I don't, I think I'll get stuck very quickly, and that will be a shame. So I will delay my level ups for a while.
I
Yes.
need to roll more dice.
Yeah.
I need to stop having nice, peaceful conversations with people and playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah, do like me, live on your own, have a fun
Yeah,
adventure.
I need to do things with risk, not just play Animal Crossing. Also, like, I would love the shit out of an Animal Crossing game with this sort of premise.
For an Animal Crossing
Like-
role-playing game.
Just like Digimon World, but none of the world parts, just helping build a Digimon town.
I
That'd be
mean,
nice.
I'm sure there'd be some role-playing system that supports that kind of thing. There is actually a really cool role-playing system that I've played before called Legacy, that lets you like build up a whole civilization and village of people and see how they evolve across the ages. It's quite cool. Anyway, getting off topic. End of session
How
moves.
dare you?
So, we'll start with Sonia because we finished on her and she didn't get to speak.
Yes.
Did you grow closer to the others, further away from the others, or into your own image of yourself? And if so, if you did grow closer to the others, who made you feel welcome? If you did grow away from the others, why do you feel detached from them? And if you grew into your own image of yourself, say how you see yourself and why you've changed the labels in that way.
I have grown closer to the others because they were nice, and I totally did something they approved of, and they were very supportive, and I don't feel guilty about it at all. So I think, yeah, away seems more likely. But what would it be? Yeah.
Cool. So, why do you feel detached, and who are you taking influence away of?
I don't know. Influence away? I don't. Might take influence away over Kagayaki, yes, for a while, because I know. Well, Sonia was afraid of his reaction the whole time. Not so much Zack. Seems he seemed to get it, quote unquote. Well, she doesn't know what is going on in his head, but Kagayaki would flip out at her. That much she knows. But she thinks she is doing something good, so in her mind she's like, "Shut up! I know what I'm doing." Maybe.
Cool. So, Kagayaki,
Oh.
you lose influence over Sonia for now.
For now, let's still go back quickly. I'm sure.
For the record, I still have the influence over the Demon Lord.
Over who?
The Demon Lord.
Elon.
The Wolfhead? Tiger Woods? Uh,
Boogie boogie, demon.
Boogie boogie.
Been a while.
Kageki, did you grow closer, further away, or into your image?
That's a good question. Well, he himself isn't growing away from anyone. So I'm going to go ahead and cap out my unique while lowering my kind because that's far too high.
Sure. Gone are the days that Kageki had 3 kind.
Gone but not forgotten.
Those were the days.
And finally, Zach. Did you grow closer to the others, further away from the others, or into your own image of yourself?
I think Zach grew into his own image of himself.
In what way?
He's sort of realizing that that even if he feels like he isn't fit to be doing all the, legendary, saving the world stuff, he's realizing that he likes helping people, even if it's just on like a smaller level. Helping Stingmon with his shop, helping Cutemon help Kawagamon. He likes helping people.
So to me that sounds like maybe a kindness up. Does that sound right? Or are you aiming for something else here?
I mean, I can't raise Savior, so yeah, raising kind.
Cool. And what are you lowering?
I think I want to lower Superior.
Cool. Sounds good to me. That sounds reasonable for what you described.
Yep.
And that is the end of the session. I think I'm going to do an after credits scene.
After sales credit.
Ooh.
After scenes credits.
Double
yes.
cliffhanger.
So we need some creepy music going on rather than this.
Okay.
Oh
Sure.
god. No,
I'll take
Caramon's gonna
something.
eat
Yeah.
people.
I have a few of these. I think
No!
over there. Yes. Something like.
Let's see if it will actually play it. It will.
Something.
Fuck's sake, man. So, there we go.
This sounds like something from Fate. Cool. So we open on Caramon's laboratory, as we've seen in several flashbacks, but never visited in person yet. There are the classic test tubes bubbling away with various Caramon inside them. And we get a side pan shot of Gaiomon. We get a close-up of his face. It's hung down like he's unconscious. And then he wakes up, and we hear chains rattling as he tries to struggle to move. And then the camera pans out, and we see that he's chained up to some kind of machine. And he's in this glass tube. And as we pan out further, we see Caramon X standing before him. He's caressing the glass in front of the tube. And he's like, "Have no fear, my friend. For your power, it will save us all. You need not worry about the past, for I shall bring it back for us. Yes, I shall, but I'm afraid that because you refuse to cooperate, it might hurt a little bit more than it should." Gaiomon yells out, "What have you done to me? Why can't I get out of this?" He struggles to move, and then as he pulls really hard against one of the chains, this strange rune thing appears and shocks his arm, and he shrieks in pain. He says,
settle down. I'm going to need your strength more than ever now. He grabs a lever. His pinky wraps around first, followed by the rest of his fingers in suit to make it look as creepy and sadistic as possible. And he slams down the lever. And several runes appear around Gaiomon. He says, "What are you doing to me? What are you..." And the runes glow and activate his Gaia Reactor ability. A blaze of inferno hot sun seeps from his body as a giant orb, and the machine fills up with fiery sun energy. The tubes bubble and the flames shoot through them into the Caramon test tubes. And a machine behind Gaiomon powers up, and the symbol for the X antibody appears on the television screen behind him. And the last thing we hear is Caramon cackling maniacally to himself as we zoom out from his laboratory and cut to black.
Hate that. That was a unique brand of awful.
I agree. Whew. What would it be if it? What would it be if it was without consent? Oh man. Yes.
Well, I'm gonna hop off. Thanks for the game, guys.
Yep. Yep. What's fun?
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
cheers for the game, guys.
Yeah.
Later.
Thanks, everybody.
I have things to do today.
Good day, everybody.
It's
Good day.
Monday.
And anyone who tuned into the stream, thanks for watching. If you liked it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, etc. All that kind of shilling stuff. And I'll see you next time on the next episode of Digimon Vortex.